evening, everybody. Hope you're well on this Thursday evening, enjoying life and enjoying the sort of springish weather, although it hasn't been very good, has it? I don't think it's going to get very good next week either, so we're going to have a little look at BBC weather in a while. But yeah, welcome guys, hope you're well. It's the first time you're here looking in through Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're looking in from, so we stream all over the place. The Catch More Carp live stream, and we're here for about half an hour where you can ask any of your carp fishing questions or queries, anything about spring fishing, carp fishing, rigs, bait, anything at all that you want to ask that's on your mind about your fishing, that you may want some information or some some idea of where you may be going wrong, or someone to say, oh, that's the best sort of rig, or the best that I would tackle that with. Anything, guys, just ask your questions. There's no stupid questions here. Just ask away, and myself and the community will do the best to help you. So welcome, guys. And yeah, Thursday night, 7 o'clock, we're here again, and let's get going. Let's see who's in the house. Let's see who we've got. Evening, everybody. Yeah, Facebook user evening. Evening all. Anthony Miles. Evening all. Listen in on the way back from work. Good evening, Chris. Good to see you, mate. Dave said evening. Everybody, hope you're all well. Very well, thank you. Evening. Steph said evening all. Evening all. Good to see you, mate. Paul. Hi, Leon, and all the members. Kevin Smith, who won one of our prize giveaways recently, who won the cob and has been putting it to good use as well. So, even all from the bank, no carp, just bream. Oh dear, that's not good, is it? There's Rich. Evening, mate. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. There's Jamie. Evening all. I'm on the bank till Saturday. I've had a £22 linear already. Happy days. Brilliant, mate. Well done. Let us know, guys. Put down where you're from in the country. Put it all down in the comments below. What part of the country you're tuning in from. We do have people tuning from America, from Canada. Let us know where you're listening from on this Thursday night. What county, what town, what city, what country even. Let us know where you're all from. Ronnie said, good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. Very well, thank you, Ronnie. Hope you are. Andy, evening, Leon. Evening, everyone. Evening to you, Andy. Hope you're well. Julia, evening all. Good to be here. Good to see you, Julia. Stephen, evening all. Mark is at the London Stadium. Yes, no, I'm an avid West Ham supporter, and we are in the semi-finals of the Conference European League or something tonight. So yeah, Mark will be listening in from the London Stadium for a few minutes more anyway. So good to see you, Mark. Good evening, Leon and the family. Evening, Nick. Good to see you, mate. Paul says, I hear that several lakes are closed as the carp started spawning. I heard that last week that, where was it? There was a lake down southwest of London, Thornley Weir or Thornley, one of those lakes around there, that they'd started spawning. Someone said to me they'd seen a video of the fish spawning. It wouldn't surprise me. It's getting to that time of year, isn't it? Although we haven't really had that much good weather. We haven't had many days over 20 degrees. A couple, but not many. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the odd lake is starting to spawn. It wouldn't surprise me at all, Paul. Let me know if you know of any that have spawned or are going to be spawning or are spawning at the moment. It's these next 3 or 4 weeks that they all go for it, isn't it? Neil says, evening everyone, lakes spawn everywhere already, bloody crazy. Yeah, bloody crazy, Neil, isn't it? It just doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't make sense. Especially with the weather and that. Would surprise me if there's many lakes spawning, but I think there's a few, isn't there? Evening, Douglas. Good to see you, mate. Also, I want to know, guys, would you fish for spawning carp or would you leave them alone? What would you do if you turned up to a lake, you've booked for the weekend, you're there, and the fish are spawning up one corner? Would you leave them alone, go on your merry way, or would you fish one end of the lake where they're not spawning? Out of the way. Just say the fishery closed off half the lake, or 3 or 4 swims where they were spawning, would you still fish? Do you think it's right to fish in those circumstances? Or do you think every lake should close and everyone should go? Let me know what you think, guys. It's quite a hot topic, isn't it? Evening to you, Anthony. Good to see you, mate. Stephen Godsell, hi again. You're #1 fan from Reno, Nevada. Hope this is not a silly question. There's never a silly question, guys. If you're sitting there over the last couple of weeks thinking, oh, I'd love to ask a question, but it might be silly. There is no silly questions on this live Q&A. No one's going to laugh at you, and if they do, they'd be banned. There's no silly question. We want to start somewhere. I've got a question. Sometimes I've asked someone, it's like, should I ask them that? You know, me being, fishing for 40 years, I should know that. And all. No, just ask. No one's going to judge you here, I tell you. So if you've got a question to ask away, guys. So, sorry, Steve. I'm planning a trip back home to Cotswold. What lake at the Cotswold Water Park would you recommend for the big one? That's a very difficult one because I haven't really done much fishing up at the Cotswold Water Park. There's so many good lakes up there, isn't there? What lake? One that hasn't got any crayfish in particularly, I'd like to fish. I don't know, but maybe some guys on here would be able to tell you, Steve, where on your trip back, where you could have a little dabble and try and catch a good one. Must be some real good day ticket lakes in the Cotswold Water Park. Davey Knight, evening Davey, good to see you, mate. Bastia, evening all. Ecan playing about again. Yeah, it probably is. You have to keep on putting that little link in, don't you? Matthew said, evening to you, Matthew. Jason Williams, evening all. Finally got on here. Been working every Thursday for the last 6 months. Bloody hell, Jason. At least you're on, mate. Good to see you. It's good to see you've actually managed to get on and you're not working for a change. And, yeah, appreciate the support on that. Hope you're well. Evening, Phil. Good to see you, mate. Terry Burt, evening all. Listen to evening, Terry. Davey, what's your thoughts on Ronnie rigs and their hook holds compared to stiff hinges? Ronnie rig is undoubtedly a very, very good rig. It's been used to death now. I've never caught fish in it. I've cast it out for about 5 minutes and never used it. It's not to say it's not a good rig, because it bloody well is. Look at the captures. But I tend to do things which other people aren't doing. And I think it's not had its day, but it must be becoming less effective. If everyone's using it on the lakes, then the fish are going to become a little bit weird. A bit like the chod did. The chod was not as effective. After about 5 or 6 years of everyone using the chod, it stopped being as effective. Really weird takes, drop takes, people losing fish, all that type of stuff. So people stopped using them. Then obviously the Ronnie came about. That was the in vogue sort of rig 5 or 6 years ago, and every one of their dogs been using it. But that will at some point become less effective. So it'd be probably time to go on the chods or the hinge stiffies. I'm using hinge stiffies at the moment. This sort of springtime, a little bit of weeds coming up. Just fishing just above that weed, so I'm fishing the hinge stiffies at the moment. But yeah, good question, David. Very good question. Thanks for that. Jason's from Southend-on-Sea. I've been many times to Southend-on-Sea. Many times there. I've how can I say it? My daughters live round that way. I used to go to, is it Mrs. T's or Mr. T's nightclub there years ago on the front there? Oh, I had some wild nights in there. But yeah, so, yeah, Jason, I know Southend-on-Sea. Sunny Suffolk, Anthony Miles, Anthony Leslie Miles, Terry Beard. Even though I enjoyed your podcast on the Nash podcast, yes, guys, if you want to know a little bit more about me and my fishing and my background and that, go and have a look at the podcast I did on the Nash the podcast I did on the Nash podcast. It's quite entertaining to say the least. Andy's from Billingham Teesside. Wow, that's far up north, isn't it? Nick said, had 4 nice carp out the lake at Orchid campsite the weekend. Very nice. Very good, mate. They're starting to come out, these fish now, aren't they? Paul said he lives in Norfolk near Norwich. Not so sunny Isle of Wight. I've been to Isle of Wight. I've fished Comberley Lakes there. Some lovely fishing there. I tell you, I might have to go there again soon. Mr. Tiller, hi Leo. Have you ever fished Lac de Villedon? If so, only tip. I've never fished it. I've known about it. Again, it would be all I can say to anyone who goes to any lake in France. This is how I would approach it. You go there knowing that the swim you're going in, there's probably someone in there the week before that, the week before that, the week before that, and the week before that. Just summarising, yeah? So, I wouldn't go and put out loads of bait to start off with. I don't think it's the thing you really want to be doing, because you don't know what bait's out there, what spots have been getting bait, where they've been catching from or not, or whatever. The first night or two, I like to ease into it, fish for a bite. You know, a little bait boat I like to use when I'm in France on the commercial lakes, and I'll find a little spot and I'll put like a handful of chop baits on there, maybe some nuts and, you know, a sort of high track hook bait, you know, just enough for a bite on three or four different spots. See where we go for the first 24 hours. You know, a little bit of particle on there maybe, not loads. I want to gauge what's in the swim, fish wise. I want to gauge what sort of, if there's any bait in there, if the fish are there. If the fish are there and I'm not getting bites, then there must be lots of bait there. That's all I can think of. But then, you know, if you start catching one, you put a bit more in, build it up for the week to the crescendo, big fish Friday or big fish Thursday. That's how I do. Rather than go in gung-ho, put loads of bait out and then wait 4 or 5 days before you get your first bite. So that's the tactic I would approach at Lac de Villedon, guys. Okay? I hope that helps you. Kevin's from wet Hinkley in the Midlands. Yeah, very wet at the moment. I thought I'd go a bit retro, guys, as well. Look, the old black chicken t-shirts. Thinking of bringing these back. What do you reckon? Do you reckon we should be doing these again? Carpy brown or carpy green, the old black chicken t-shirts. I've even got a black chicken mug of tea as well. Look at that, look. Black chicken mug of tea. Oh, lovely. They might even do these cups again, actually, to be fair. We might start doing bringing the old black chicken back again. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments below. What do you reckon? Do you reckon we should bring the black chicken mugs and t-shirts back? Maybe we should. Even though from sunny Grimsby, I've been to Grimsby once. I went there. Fish town, isn't it? Neil said, all my local lakes are shut for spawning. Wow, bloody hell. That's crazy, isn't it? Paul Young. Evening, Leon. Paul from Brantham in Essex. Good to see you, Paul, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Terry Beard says, my local hybrid fishery is closed today for spawning. Wow. It's crazy, isn't it? It hasn't even been that warm, I don't think. As we're going to see when we go and have a look at the bloody weather. Paul said, Hybrid's Lake near the A11 has been closed. Carp going crazy. Wow. Neil said, no chance back home for me. Louis Carp Fishing. Evening, Louis. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Tuning in from YouTube. Dave said, he lives Mildenhall, Suffolk, and I've got Julius cold now, but at least I get my car / fishing wagon back tomorrow. Happy days. Be able to go fishing, mate. Louis says, leave the carp to it. So, yeah, that's what I would do personally. I would just leave them to it. But every lake's different. Every person's different. Rich says, leave them to it. Yeah, I tend to agree. Bass says, definitely leave them alone. Wine rods in and just watch, then go home. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Paul said, leave them alone. They are pressure all season. Very good point there, Paul. Ronnie said, just go home with spawning and have a round of golf instead. I haven't played golf for years. I was terrible at it then, and I'll be even worse at it now, I reckon. Ronnie Foster said, leave them, let them be, from a cold South Africa. Wow, South Africa, Ronnie. You got some lovely fish over there as well, haven't you? Cold, so it must be a winter time there in South Africa. Good to see that you're tuning in on YouTube, mate. Much appreciated. Dave said, let them have their fun and let them get on with it. Yeah, definitely. Evening, so what do you think? Stop fishing or not then? So definitely stop fishing, Stuart. Definitely. Leon, do you know anywhere to get bivvy repaired? I tell you that who do bivvy repairs. That's Cotswold Aquarius. They would repair your bivvy for you, Nick. I know a few people have sent their bivvies off, their umbrellas. to get their bivvy repaired there. Another place would be the Tackle Box in Kent. I don't know if Army Andy is still doing their repairs for them, or contact Army Andy Repairs directly. He must have a Facebook or Instagram page. They're three that I know of. Must be a couple more out there. Mustn't there? But yeah, they're the ones off the top of my head. Evening, Sean. Good to see you, mate. Give us a big give us a thumbs up, guys. Share the love. Big heart, big thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. If you're enjoying the live streams that we do and you're liking it. Show support. Give the old algorithm a good bit of a buzz. Good thumbs up or a few love hearts. Douglas says, no, wouldn't fish if they're spawning. Lead them to it, and water should stay closed for a bit. Let them rest. Yeah, I've always I've fished waters a couple of times when in my younger years where they'd finished spawning, and the next day I went over there and fished, and it's always been a week to 2 weeks before the fish start feeding with any gusto again, which says to me that they spawn for about a week, 10 days, then you leave and beat for 2 weeks. So three weeks from when they first started spawning till the lake opens up again. That's what I would. If I had a lake, that's what I would do. Stevens from Lowestoft, Suffolk. Okay. And said fished while spawning. That was the Champagne region of France. Packed up and left with fishing in the UK though. Yep. Hi Leon. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Cameron, I'm keeping very well. Good to see you, mate. Like the outtakes on videos, so funny. Yeah, we should be doing some more of those, actually. Some more outtakes. Richard, had my first bites on the new syndicate. Lost 2 fish down barbless hooks. Dear. Managed to bag a stocky to get off the mark. Interesting. Lost the fish. I'd not dropped the lead. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Didn't drop the lead. You would have thought that they would have stayed in more with the lead, but then bouncing around, it bounce out. So you want to lose that lead straight away, don't you, really, Rich? Yeah, well worked out there. Richard, yes, black chicken t-shirts. This is an old one. I've had it for many years now, but we did loads of different colours and everything. I'm definitely going to look into it again. Evening, John. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Oh, just a quick one as well. We've got 1 space left on the Sandhurst hog roast social tutorial with me and Jamie. We'll be doing Sunday the 9th to Tuesday the 11th at Sandhurst. We've got 1 space left. If you're interested, DM me. I'll give you some details when you pay deposit, etc., etc. Yeah, we've got 1 space left. Might be a couple of other spaces coming through. People don't pay their deposits. But at the moment, we've got 1 space. And we've got 3 spaces left on the Turner's social, 24-hour social. 21st to 23rd of July. Sandhurst one is the 9th to 11th of July. And that is hog roast on the Saturday. That's going to be epic as usual. Hog roast Sandhurst and the one at Norton Disney, Turner's Lake. Myself and Jamie walking round, helping you out with your rigs and, you know, giving you some support, trying to catch some fish. Nice social environment, like-minded anglers. So we've got 3 spaces left on that if you want to come along. Let me know as well, guys. So send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. Or Messenger or wherever. Yep, evening, John. Hope you're well, mate. Looking forward to seeing you. Carpy green t-shirts. Yeah, we've got some carpy green one. We have got some t-shirts, some Catch More Carp ones, which are very carpy green, in the shop at the Catch More Carp website. Let me just show you over the web. If you want to join the website, guys, or you want to buy some merchandise, mugs, and we've got t-shirts, here's the link so you can go and have a look. Go and have a look there. Evening, it's me and Sonny Grimsby. Yeah, Sonny Grimsby, mate. Yes, black chicken, bring them on. Okay. Yes, black chicken t-shirts and mugs. Yeah. Even though long time no see, hope all are well and enjoy life. Very much so. Hope you're well as well. Neil said what he would do if they were spawning. He'd watch a bit of carp porn then on me tippy toes. Yep, exactly. Neil says Army Andy, 100% pucker work. Yeah, that's who I could recommend. Army Andy, if you need a bivvy or anything making or repairing, Army Hand is your guy. Right, let's have a little look at the list of stuff I've got to go through tonight. Now, did you like the video about the stiff rig that turns? Now, why this is a little bit different, this particular rig is, but a lot of stiff rigs, they don't turn. They don't turn. The inherent nature of what you use, the material, the stiff material, they don't turn. But this particular way, I tie it up, and what I do, it turns really well in the mouth. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look at the Rig Clinic. It'll be in there. Also, we've got a new video on Sunday, which is I'm back again. Sunday, we've got a new video. The next instalment, the first of 2003, the campaign, the Woolpack campaign video. I'm going to run a little trailer now. We're a little bit early with the trailer, because the trailer's normally on Sunday when we release a video. But for you guys, I'm going to run it. So have a look at this. This is what gives you a taste of the video on Sunday, 6 o'clock, to be released on the Catch More Carp website.
Welcome everybody, we are back at the Woolpack for the first of the Woolpack campaign instalments of 2023. The barrow is loaded, we have been for a walk round, we've decided on the swim we're going to be in. About an hour and a half before dark, warm o'clock, it's beautiful, it's great to be back. Guys and girls, welcome to the vlog.
Right, there's a little teaser, the trailer that's going to go out across social media and that, and on the close Facebook group for Sunday of the first instalment of the 2023 season on the Woolpack. So if you're, I think it's number 13, so there's been 12 videos about the Woolpack over the last couple of seasons that I've done, the captures and everything else, the fishing on all the different lakes there. So yeah, look forward to seeing what you think of that, guys, if you like it and everything else on Sunday. What else have we got on our list? Oh yes, now it says something interesting which I'd like to know. I've got my own feelings on it, but what's your favourite spring pop-up colour? Now I'm not going to tell you mine just yet, but what's your favourite? I've got two colours I use all year round, really, not just in the spring. I use them in the winter, I use in the summer, depends. Normally in the summer I'm fishing on the bottom, but what's your favourite colour, your go-to colour or colours, might be a couple of colours like me, that you use for your pop-up fishing, your spring fishing, might be your winter fishing as well. What colour can you recommend? What colour do you use you have the most confidence in? What colour? Let me know in the comments below. Mr. Tiller at 111 said, thanks for replying, mate. Also, would you take freezer bait or shelf life to France, and how and when would you prep beforehand? Brilliant question. If they've got freezers there, which a lot of lakes in France have now, they have the old freezers, don't they? They have them there. I would take freezer bait all day long. Not loads, probably 20, 30 kilo max. I'll probably take 20 kilo. I've never used more than about 25, 30 kilo all week in France, no matter where I've been fishing. Never used more than that. Then again, it depends where you fish. You might fish a proper runs water, you need 100 kilo. But I've never used more than 20, 25 kilo. I fish for a bite all the time. I would say, if you can take freezer bait, probably take 20 kilo, 20, 25 kilo freezer bait, and probably 10 kilo of shelf life, just as a backup, just in case in the van. Sit in the van, sit there, they're not going to go harm. You don't need the freezer space at home, you know. Or with today's sort of freezer bait and shelf life being very, very near the same, there's not a lot of difference with the liquids they use to preserve now. They're not harsh like they used to be years ago. I'd probably just take shelf life. I mean, when I go to France now, on public later now, I just take shelf life. I really do. I don't take freezer bait anymore. I just take shelf life. If you're adamant on taking freezer bait, there's a couple of things you can do to prolong that freezer bait. You can take the freezer bait in the cool box. Then, you know, that should last 3 or 4 days in there at least. You'd probably last all week, to be fair. But if you're paranoid about the freshness and that, or you haven't got a freezer box or a freezer to take it with you, then put some in a bucket, put some pellets in there, or put some salt in there, and that'll preserve it. That'll draw out the moisture. Hang them up in an air dry bag for a day before you go. Day, maybe 2. You don't want them rock hard. You just want to take some of that moisture out. Then replace it with like hemp juice or your favourite liquids in there. Bit of salt, bit of, you know, all stuff like that. Bit of oil. That'll make it last for a week as well, because it's going to naturally preserve it. That's another way that I take freezer, or used to take freezer bait with me. As I say now, I just take shelf life. I really do. There's not a lot of difference. Well, with CC More bait, there isn't anyway. You know, it's that I'm that confident in it that I use shelf life now as much as I use freezer bait, especially when I go abroad. Always, instead of getting 50 kilo of bait for the spring, the summer, I'll probably get 25 freezer bait these days and 25 in the shelf life. So I don't need that freezer space anymore. So that's what I would do, definitely. And prep it a couple of days, the week before you can do it. Yeah, and happy days. Adam said, do you know anyone who makes ground sheets for Fox Easy Shelter? What I would tend to do was I'd get some really nice ground sheet material. I'd mark it out. I'd cut it myself, to be fair. If you can't get anywhere for the Easy Shelter, I'd probably cut it out. Probably take the measurements, get it made. Again, Army Andy would probably make you one. Tackle box and put you onto someone who could make them, which would probably be Army Andy. Cotswold Aquarius would probably make one for you as well. You know, there might even be a couple of alternatives. Like a tracker one might fit the Fox one. You know, it's strange how they're all sort of roughly the same size, some of them. Do you fish on the first day of a new season? We don't really have new seasons anymore, do we? If a lake's been closed, if it's closed for spawning, then I try and get there as near to the first couple of days of when it gets reopened. Paul says, all I know, the black chicken is a pain in the arse, loving the chicken paraphernalia. Yeah, they are a pain in the arse, aren't they? The old black chickens. Get yourself a tufty torch. That helps some way. Or use black hook baits. That helps. Selena Chalk, evening to you. Good to see you. Oh, we got 59 people in tonight. And Ken Wharton, I hope I spelled that right. How many carp names do you think there are in Britain? Oh, I mean, I reckon you've got to... How many carp anglers in Britain? Very good question. I mean, how many licenses do they sell? 1 million? You've got to double that. I reckon probably about 300,000 or 400,000, maybe 500,000. Something like that, possibly. Don't know. If you think when we go at the shows, you get 20,000 people there, don't you? It's got to be a good 300,000 or 400,000 people, I reckon. Got to be, hasn't it? Don't know. Very, very good question. I really like that. I'd love to know what your thoughts are, guys and ladies. How many carp anglers do you think there are in Britain? How many do you think? Maybe not as many as we think. What else we got? Johnson Harley and the gang. Sorry a bit late tonight. Just had a 4-hour turnaround drive to Lincoln. Wow. To see my daughter recovering from pneumonia. So not out again tonight. Hope fingers and all that thoughts are with you, John, for your daughter. I hope she's well, mate. Hope she's okay. Yeah, more important things than fishing with times like that, isn't it? But good to see you, John. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're feeling a lot better. What about some more stickers? Stuart says. Yeah, I've got to order up some of them stickers. We're out, aren't we? We have to order. I might order some more of them up. To be fair, we are out of stickers. I did promise someone we'd get some, didn't I? We haven't got any bloody stickers left. We sold them all. We're sold out. Definitely got to get some more of them. Right, leave that with me. Let me write that down. Stickers. And let me wipe off what we've already talked about. Right, done that. Right, okay, let's go down. Andy says still has his black chicken hoodie. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you, Andy. I'm gonna look into bring some more of these out. To be fair, Paul said like the video on the stiff hook rig. We'll have to give it a go. Yes, definitely, Paul. If you like fishing stiff rigs, short stiff rigs, and you're always worried about not turning the fish's mouth, this particular one, the way it's designed to flip, it turns. It's a very good rig. So glad you liked it, Paul. Nigel said, lost my name. How do I get back on? You're back on. I can see you, Nigel. I can see you. I can see you, Stuart, as well. Very good. Can't wait to see it. Ollie, hope you're well, mate. Looks good, Leo. Good to see you. Lost signal. Oh, I don't know what happened there, then. Don't know what happened there, Paul. Lost signal. Richard said, yellow or pink? Oh, yeah. It was his favourite pop-up colours. Jason says, spring pop-up colour is yellow or pink. Andy said, washed out pink and white. Now, I'll let you in, not a little secret, but that's exactly what I like, Andy. Washed out pink and white. They're my two favourite pop-up colours of all time. Stuart said he likes a yellow pop-up when I use one. Ronnie says pink. White or red, as it's a coloured lake. Yeah. Red works well, doesn't it, in a coloured lake? Pink and yellow. Oh. Ronnie said, I've used Delkim Lars for a few years. Loved them. Never had problems. I use the slim light bobbins, which I love in the wind. Don't swing about. But I'm missing out by not using ordinary bobbins. I don't think so. No, I don't think you're missing out at all. If you're confident with something that's working, I don't think you're missing out at all. I think if you're happy with the way those bobbin moves, the slim light and everything else, I don't think you're missing. No, I don't think you're missing out. I just use my bobbins to see, I get liners, but ultimately just boom at one take. Half the time you probably wouldn't even need a bobbin, to be fair. Ronnie says pink and yellow. Paul said washed out pink. David said, I love the vid on the stiff rig. It reminded me of when I was on Fenton Fishery Syndicate all those years ago. Fair play. I can see you, Neil. Now, Neil, hope you're well, mate. I haven't seen you for a while. I reckon you've been probably busy, haven't you? Hopefully visible now. Been the long needed to click Ecamm link. Been that long needed to click the Ecamm link. Definitely. Good to see you, Neil. Hope you're well, mate. Hope things are good. Blimey, you haven't been on for ages, have you? Danny Johnson. Evening, Danny. Good to see you, mate. White and pink for me, unless I'm on match the hatch. Yep, I like matching the hatch. Summertime, autumn time. Rest of the time, I'm on the whites and washed out pinks, definitely. Adam said, how's the Aqua Fast and Light? Does everything come with it? And it centre pin pole. Yes. The only thing that doesn't come with it, I think, from memory, or do they? Centre pole comes with them. Do the sidebars? I'm not sure I can't remember now. If the side, I'm not sure they do. But they might do, to be fair. They might do. I can't remember. But, yeah, most stuff comes with it. Pegs, all that. Fast and Light's brilliant. As you see mine, I've sprayed it all up. I love it, mate. I love the Fast and Light, Adam. Luke, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. There's definitely more since COVID. Nightmare. Yeah. Any black chicken stickers? No, I haven't got any black chicken stickers. But I'm getting some of the Catch More Carp stickers. Might get some black chicken ones as well. Luke says, have you tried the spam yet? No, it's still sitting up here. Where is it? Up here. Still sitting up. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to put it in a mix this year. Definitely, Luke. Keep promising you, don't I? Chris Thomas, good evening all. Evening to you, Chris. Hope you're well. Wash that yellow. John says, usually use yellow and pink pop-ups, but have more carp on pink this spring. Bream on the yellow weirdly this spring. Right, guys. Bloody hell, we've gone right past our cut-off time for going over to the closed Facebook group. Guys, everyone is tuning in on YouTube, on Leon Bartropp Carper and Leon Bartropp Facebook pages. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next Thursday. We're going to go over now to the Catch More Carp closed Facebook group to continue this live with the annual and monthly subscribers. Don't forget, if you want to get and watch over 300 videos, over 300 plus videos, a new video every week, a live stream every week like this, and to be able to continue on to ask your questions away in the closed Facebook group. You have a closed Facebook group, you have discounts, you have prize giveaways every month, lots and lots and lots of community stuff. Go to www.catchmorecarp.co.uk, sign up for a monthly or an annual membership, only $4.99 or $49.99 for an annual one, which gives you 2 months free. Right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye to you all, and then I'm going to go over to the closed Facebook group. I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to go over to the Facebook group for the closed Facebook, and we will see you next Thursday, all you other people. But thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. I'm just ending the stream, but bear with me.